Hello, my name is Omotembo Victoria Adipola. I'm the group leader of the two accounting department, and I'll be introducing business communication skills and strategies. These are my group members.
Go.
Hello, my name is Arolu Aswara, and I'll be introducing you to verbal and non-verbal communication.
Hi, my name is Rakwani Francis, and I'll be talking about the importance of verbal communication and the importance of non-verbal communication.
My name is Olaoluwa Yomi Bamigoye.
And my name is Oluwatimileyin Olalere. I'll be introducing you to listening and its importance, and I'll also be talking about the processes involved in listening.
I'll also take us through listening skills and the barriers of listening. Thank you.
My name is Bolan Adeni, and I'll be speaking on the concept of reading.
My name is Mobolaji Ayobami Bolanriwa.
And I'm Adebanjo Ayade. I'll be introducing speaking and we'll be explaining speaking skills.
And I'll be giving you more insight on the purpose of speaking.
My name is Akinladi Abdulbasit.
And my name is Indeko Ichoma. I'll be talking about writing in communication and its importance.
I'll be explaining the essentials of writing.
I will be speaking on business communication skills and strategies. Business communication skills are traits that help professionals convey information in the workplace. And these primary traits include active listening and communication techniques that helps professionals build their negotiation and networking skills. We have various types of business communication skills, which include number 1, upward communication skills, and number 2, downward communication skills, number 3, external communication skills, and number 4, lateral communication skills. Upward communication skills helps subordinates to convey information to top officials in the organization. Downward communication skills helps top officials to convey information to the subordinates in an organization. Lateral communication skills helps subordinates to convey information between each other or departments to convey information between each other. And external communication skills helps an organization to convey information from itself to the outside world. We also have business communication strategies. Business communication strategies outlines the plans and messages that will be delivered to a target audience to help them know the aims and strategies and the prescribed outcomes that an organization wants to take. And ways to employ a business communication strategy includes number 1, use a standardized language, number 2, be honest and forthcoming, number 3, be active and empathetic.
Verbal communication. Verbal communication is perhaps the most obvious and understood mode of communication. It's a powerful tool in your communication toolbox. Simply put, verbal communication is the sharing of information between two or more individuals using words. When we think about verbal communication, we think speech most times. However, it is important to note that writing is also a form of verbal communication, as it uses words as well. Verbal communication is an important tool and can even be more powerful when paired with listening and non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication. There's an ongoing myth that when you speak, 35% of your communication is verbal and the other 65% non-verbal. This is not entirely true, as so much depends on the context and situation. However, it is important to note that non-verbal communication can make or break your message. Some forms of non-verbal communication include facial expressions, gestures, touch, and so on. Non-verbal communication reveals a lot about you as a communicator and how you relate with other people. It pays to be aware of the elements of non-verbal communication so you can maximize the impact of the message you're trying to pass across.
Importance of verbal communication. 1, it saves time. You tend to get a quick reply when you communicate orally, unlike when you communicate using gestures and body movements. Your listener has to first understand your body movement before giving you a reply. It also influences your mood. For example, when you receive a compliment from your parents, you feel happy. You can express your idea and thoughts. Verbal communication facilitates teamwork. Strong verbal communication skills enable employees to work together more effectively, fostering collaboration and teamwork. When workers can clearly articulate their ideas, expectations, and concerns, it is easier for them to align on goals and complete tasks successfully. Also, verbal communication promotes relationship among people. Importance of non-verbal communication. 1, it enhances verbal communication. 2, it helps you convey subtle messages that are difficult for you to express orally. 3, it helps you emphasize on your main point. 4, it promotes trust and rapport among people. 5, it conveys emotions. For example, a person who is always happy will maintain a smiling face.
So listening is the ability to receive and interpret messages accurately in the communication process. Now, it's worthy to know that hearing is not the same thing as listening. Hearing refers to the sounds that we hear, while listening is our ability to comprehend information verbally. Now, what are the importance of listening? The first importance of listening is that it reduces misunderstandings, in the sense that when someone is communicating with you, you are able to hear accurately what the person is saying. By reducing misunderstanding, listening increases your productivity. Also, listening is important for a leader because it improves the leader's skill. It also encourages empathy and it builds trust. Now we look at the process involved in listening. The first process involved in listening is receiving, and this involves hearing and attending. For us to listen, we need to know for us to listen effectively, we need to hear what we are listening to. And attending is our ability to discern the human speech. The next stage is what? Evaluate. The next stage is what? Understanding. Understanding is that stage where the listener determines the context and the meaning of the words of the words spoken through a process called decoding. The next is evaluating. Evaluating allows the listener to assess the information both qualitatively and quantitatively. It also gives the listener the opportunity to form an opinion about the topic being spoken, and also give a response if necessary. The next stage is what? Remembering. Remembering is that stage whereby the listener categorizes and retains information he or she has gathered for a future access. And the last stage in the process of listening involves responding. In this stage, the listener provides verbal or non-verbal reactions, which is also known as feedback. Thank you.
Listening skills. Listening skills are skills that contribute to our ability to understand and receive information when communicating with others. Listening skills are an important part of everyday communication, as it is used in the home, it is used in the class, it is used in libraries, it is used in the home, it's even used in the workplace to communicate and understand information. Some of the listening skills include paying attention, paraphrasing, asking open-ended questions, asking probing questions, being attuned to the feelings of others, summarizing and paraphrasing. To give more context to the listening skills, I will start with paying attention. Paying attention basically means receiving the information and making sure that you are attuned with what the person is saying. Also, asking open-ended questions. When you listen, you need to be able to ask questions after that, and asking those questions require you not to ask yes or no questions, because it won't give you insight into what you are saying. But asking open-ended questions, which are not yes or no questions, the speaker, right, the person who is passing the information, will be able to provide more context and volume to the information is passing to the listener. Also, you need to ask probing questions, which means asking more questions to get more insight and value from the message or information that is being passed. Also, you need to request for clarification. If you don't understand what the person, that is the speaker, is whatever information is passing, if you don't understand it, you can ask the person to go back and walk you through his thought process so that you can understand what the person is saying. Also, you need to summarize the information. So listening provides the opportunity that when you've heard what the person is saying, you can be able to summarize it and even type it and send to your boss or fellow colleagues who were not present at that meeting. Now I'll be going to the barriers of listening. Listening has two barriers. We have the internal barriers to listening and we have the external barriers to listening. Internal barriers to listening basically comes from the individual. These are barriers in the individual that affects his psyche or his understanding of the information that is being passed across. We have self-centeredness as one of the barriers to internal barriers. We have impatience, we have anxiety, we have mental laziness, we also have boredom. Going into external barriers are barriers which are found in the environment, which deter the speaker from understanding the information that is being passed across. Some of the external barriers includes objects, we have noise, we have physical setting in which the information is being passed across. We could also have the speaker, that is the person passing the information. The gesticulations or gestures of the speaker can affect the listener from understanding the message. Also, we also have visual distractions in the environment. Appealing visuals in the environment can distort our understanding of the message that is being passed across and affect our understanding of this message. Thank you.
Reading can be defined as the process of decoding written words and understanding their meaning. Reading is a complex process that involves cognitive skills, example, awareness, decoding, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension.
Introduction to speaking. Speaking is the delivery of language through the mouth. It is the action of conveying information or expressing one's feeling in speech. To speak, we create sound using many parts of our body, including lung, vocal cord, vocal tract, tongue, lips, and teeth. Speaking is the second of the 4 language skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Speaking can flow from one person to another in the form of dialogue. When 2 or more people speak or talk to one another, conversation is called a dialogue. Speaking can be practiced and rehearsed in delivery of speech or presentation. Speaking can be informal or formal. Informal speaking is typically used between friends and family or people you know well. Formal speaking occurs in business or academic situations or with people you meet for the first time.
Purposes of speaking. As you all know, there are so many purposes of speaking, but we're streamlining them down to 4 key points. First, you have to inform. 2, to entertain. 3, to stimulate. And 4, to consider and persuade. First, to inform. As we all watch the news, they always give us current trends and what's going on in the country globally. In the case of advertising, they also create awareness when they create new goods. 2, in that of entertaining. As we know, comedians in comedy houses use speaking to entertain their guests. 3, to stimulate. Stimulating, like professionals stimulate and inculcate values into their students, are advising them not to cheat in exams and the rest. 4, we have to consider and persuade. In cases of law, which you all know, lawyers persuade the judge to lead their clients right. Speaking skills. What are speaking skills? Speaking skills are skills that allow us to communicate information effectively. They also allow us to convey information in a way that the listener understands perfectly. As we all know, speaking is an interactive process. Also, it's very important for us to develop our speaking skills. We have various elements of speaking skills, which are, we have grammar, we have pronunciation, we have fluency, right setting, we have use of gestures, vocabulary, and use of videos and audios. What is first on the list? We have vocabulary. As you all know, vocabulary plays an important role, as speaking involves using the right choice of words to use. Vocabulary involves knowing the meaning and the right time to use it. 2, we have grammar. As you all know, grammar is not limited to listening and writing alone. Grammar involves using the right tenses and knowing whether it is past or present. For example, you can't say where did he went to. Instead, we say where did he go. 3, we have pronunciation. Pronunciation is also critical because we have to pronounce the words in the right way so as not to misinform the listener and user of information.
Fluency. Fluency in spoken language can be naturally developed as children go to school, as they are using and practicing speaking skills. If they see a word written down, they can read it aloud and pronounce it properly. Fluency is the ability to hear words and understand them immediately. Right setting. The speaker should choose an appropriate venue for speech delivery. The noise level in the environment should be low, and other environmental factors should be conducive for the speech delivery. Use of gestures. Gestures could be illustrators, initiators, and facilitators of speech delivery. The use of audio and visuals. The speaker should make use of charts, diagrams, pictures, videos, and sounds to enhance his speech delivery.
Writing in communication. Our ability to write has transformed over time, where it used to be drawings and it has evolved into primitive symbols and into a more codified system of letters and sentences. Writing has become even more accessible lately thanks to education and the evolution of technology, which has made writing more cheaper. What then is writing in communication? Writing in communication is the passing of information between two or more people through written words or symbols. Writing in communication has become more formal and less effective than oral communication. Examples of written communication: we have letters, memos, bulletins, text message, etc. What are the importance of written communication? It gives a clear and thorough understanding of the message that has been passed. It serves as a permanent record of information or conversation. It helps to save time and conserve human resources. It can be shared, saved for later, and read at one's convenience.
Let's talk about the essentials of good writing. The first essential of good writing is clarity. Good writing should be clear and easy to understand. It means using simple language and avoiding jargons or uncomplicated terms. Another essential of good writing is creativity. Good writing should be creative and engaging. It should draw the user in. Next, we have grammar and speaking. Proper grammar and speaking are essential of good writing. Misspelled words and grammatical errors can distract the reader and take away the message of writing. Next, we have tone. The tone of writing should be appropriate for the audience and purpose of writing. For example, a business letter should be formal, while a personal essay may be casual. And other essentials of good writing are considerate, honesty, cautious, brevity, and etc. Thank you.
In conclusion, there is a saying that teamwork makes the dream work. Therefore, every organization should imbibe and own these communication skills and strategies to enhance a conducive working environment and better interpersonal relationships to achieve its aims and objectives. And that brings us to the end. Thank you for your time and attention.